So I believe I've met most of you, but I am Kristen and this is Ryan. He'll be providing translation. Um, it's usually the two of us out here plus a third individual, Hamish. However, he just couldn't make it this time, so you're all stuck with me.
Entonces hoy estamos Kristen, yo soy Ryan, yo voy a ofrecer traducción. Generalmente hay un tercer persona, Hamish, en estos juntos, pero no estaba disponible esta vez.
And then there'll be two more people walking around. That's Steve Spencer. He's one of our engineers, and then also Logan. They're just looking at stuff for designs down the road, but we'll talk about that later.
Y tenemos aquí dos más colegas que están caminando por las calles y están viendo, pues estamos tomando notas para el diseño del sistema, pero vamos a hablar de eso en un poco más de tiempo.
But same agenda as always. Just we'll update you guys on water system performance, work updates, billing, financial health, and then talk about the future a little bit. As I already said, introductions. The last one would be Amanda. She helps out a lot online, and then we also have Stephania, who you might see stuff from as well. They just help with a lot of our outreach, so all the emails and mailings and stuff you get, they usually help out.
Entonces, de parte de nosotros hay Amanda y Estefanía, que trabajan de la oficina en Clovis y ayudan con las noticias y los mensajes.
And then we work with a couple sub-consultants. One of them is Golden State Water, which does with billing. If anyone has any problems with billing, don't, or just feel free to reach out to me. My cell phone's in this as well as an email. A lot of times it's easier for us to just call them because sometimes they don't understand like if people have moved and stuff. So we can usually deal with that for you. Mick Moore, they're our operator. So if you ever see the guys out by the wells or fixing lines, that's Mick Moore. And then we also have legal counsel in Dan Radis, who will help with anything legal we need with operating a water system.
Y aparte de nosotros tenemos tres subconsultores, el Golden State Water Company, Don White. Ellos están encargados de la facturación y los asuntos administrativos y regulatorios. Si alguien tiene problemas con su facturación, algún problema, pueden hablar con ellos, pero si hay problemas con ellos, pueden hablar con nosotros y podemos ayudar a arreglar el problema. Aparte hay McMoore Water Company. Ellos son los encargados de la operación diariamente del sistema, que si los ven trabajando en los pozos, y tenemos un apoyo o asesoría legal para el sistema también.
And then currently, yeah, as I mentioned, McMoore is a certified operator. We always like to say, if there's something wrong, please call us. It's better for us to fix it, one, because you guys don't have to pay anything. And two, just for us to also just maintain like the same type of repairs and maintenance across the system. And yeah, our main priorities are to fix any ongoing issues. We respond to any of your guys' concerns. And the main thing is we want to keep you guys informed the entire time. And then we're just here managing the water service until we consolidate with Bakersfield.
Entonces, como dijimos, McMoore Water Services Company son los encargados de operar el sistema. Ellos son los que vienen si, por ejemplo, hay una ruptura de tubería, como tenemos aquí. Ellos van a llegar en unos 15 minutos para arreglar eso. También nosotros y ellos podemos responder a las inquietudes de ustedes, los clientes del sistema, y nuestras prioridades son mantener los estándares regulatorios y asegurar que el servicio de agua está funcionando correctamente y que la comunidad mantiene informado hasta que se cumple la conexión con la ciudad de Bakersfield.
And then one last thing, we do lead and copper sampling every 5 years. We did it for South Kern a year or two ago, and Old River's not due yet, but on all the recent sampling, there's no lead and copper in the pipes.
Okay. Y estamos obligados también de hacer muestreo para plomo y cobre en las tuberías principales del sistema de servicio. Lo acabamos de hacer con, the one we did was South Kern. Okay, acabamos de hacerlo con South Kern. Old River todavía no está Creo
Every
que
5 years.
es cada 5 años, entonces en unos 2 años más está debido. Pero hasta la fecha no hemos encontrado ningún servicio de cubre ni de plomo.
And then we talk about this every time, but there's obviously contaminants in the water. South Kern and Old River both have had issues with uranium and 123 TCP. For uranium, South Kern is currently still over the limit, so the water is not safe to drink. For 123 TCP, it's been non-detect for a couple months, but because it was in the water within a year, we still don't know if it's going to come back, so we still deem that as not safe. And then with nitrate, it's above half of what it's allowed to be, so we're monitoring for that quarterly as well, just to make sure that it doesn't go above the limit.
Entonces, también hablando de la calidad del agua, aquí en South Kern, el agua no se puede tomar. Tiene uranio que excede los límites de agua potable, los límites seguros. Además, hay 123 TCP, que es un contaminante que no hemos detectado, pero puede regresar. Entonces, no podemos decir que están en los claros hasta por lo menos un año sin presencia en el agua. El nitrato también estamos haciendo monitoreo regularmente cada mes, yo creo, porque está más que la mitad del nivel seguro y cada mes tenemos que hacer muestreo de bacterias. Pero no deben de tomar el agua por el uranio y por lo que todavía no sabemos del 123 TCP.
You can keep it. We have a case. And then for Old River, same type of contaminants. This time, however, uranium came back right at the limit. So the limit is 20, and it came back at 20 most recently. So it is getting a little better, but still not safe to drink. Same thing with 123 TCP. It's been high in the past, above the limit, but it has been non-detect for recent years. And then nitrate, we just put it on here just because it's such a important, not chemical, but nitrates are so important in the water and it's such monitor over the valley. We wanted you guys to know your numbers. But with nitrate, you guys are okay.
Entonces, con el sistema de Old River tiene efectivamente los mismos contaminantes. El uranio, este último muestro salió justo al límite, que es 20 microgramos por litro, lo que significa que no está excediendo el límite, pero tampoco se debe de tomar. También el 123 TCP es igual que el otro, que últimamente no ha detectado, pero en el pasado sí ha detectado y en niveles muy altos. Y el nitrato está dentro del límite aquí en Old River.
And then for both, every month we sample for bacteria, and every month those have been negative as well for both systems.
En los dos sistemas hacemos el muestreo de bacterias cada mes y ha salido negativo.
Overall, though, please don't drink the water with the uranium and 123 TCP. It's just not safe to drink. If you drink it for a while, it can lead to stuff like cancer. So we provide bottled water. If you don't receive bottled water, please let us know and we will get you signed up. And then boiling the water does not help. It only concentrates it more. So we would just, if you need bottled water and stuff, please reach out to us.
Entonces, por los problemas del uranio y del 123 TCP, los dos pueden ser un cauce después de muchos años del cáncer o con problemas de los riñones o el hígado. Por lo tanto, no deben de estar tomando el agua. Tenemos un servicio disponible de entregas de agua potable. Si no están inscribidos en este servicio, por favor, hable con nosotros y podemos ayudarles.
Does everyone receive bottled water?
¿Todos sí reciben el agua embotellada?
No.
¿Y ustedes tampoco reciben el agua embotellada?
Well, we don't.
No, you
Okay.
don't? Okay.
We will get you guys set up. Okay, thank you. The way it works is, unfortunately, someone will have to reach out to you because we're not allowed to get the private information. So you will get like a phone call or an email, or if you don't respond to any of that, someone will stop by. But it's just because we're not allowed to collect that private information.
Self-help enterprises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a state funded grant where self-help is allowed to provide everyone with bottled water that doesn't have safe drinking water. So it's free to you guys. We just have to get you guys signed up.
Entonces, el programa no lo manejamos nosotros, es otra organización, se llama Self-Help Enterprises, pero es por una beca estatal. Entonces, no tienen que pagar ustedes nada.
Does anyone have any questions on water quality or anything? Okay, so general work updates. As you guys know, we're actively working to consolidate with the city of Bakersfield. If you did not know, we are actively working to do that, and that should happen in the next couple years. And the city of Bakersfield recently met with LAFCO, which is the planning agency in this area, to talk about the next steps in terms of consolidation and what path they're going to pick moving forward.
Entonces, para los que no saben, estamos trabajando actualmente en una conexión de esta zona con la ciudad de Bakersfield para su servicio de agua. Últimamente, la ciudad tuvo una junta con la agencia de planeación del condado, hablando de por cuál manera quieren proporcionar el servicio a esta área, si lo van a anexar o nada más proporcionar el abastecimiento de agua.
Yeah, and then recently, we had our survey department come out here and conduct an aerial drone survey. So they flew a drone over the city, that's the picture in here, and just to get a better image, so that way it can be less invasive surveys and we can start to plan for the future.
Y muy recientemente tuvimos un equipo aquí que realizó un estudio aéreo utilizando los drones para tomar como las fotos de cómo están las calles y los callejoncitos y dónde se puede conectar las casas al sistema de agua. Este es nada más para avanzar el proyecto de una manera en que nadie tiene que entrar a las propiedades de la gente.
And then for some more South Kern specific work updates, we recently had to shut off the water to replace the connections for those two homes. They were damaged and needed to be repaired before they could connect. And the shut off only lasted about an hour before these were restored.
Y aquí en South Kern había un corte de agua el 3 de septiembre, justo porque habían dañado los servicios de agua aquí en los trabajos que están realizando. Este corte duró aproximadamente 1 hora antes de que realizaron las reparaciones.
And then those two homes are actively now connected to the system. So once they're going to be billed and everything as well, just like you guys. And then, yeah, we have access easements for the well. So we still have access to all of that as well.
Y entonces, estas dos casas ya están conectados al sistema, van a ser clientes y recibir sus facturaciones justo como ustedes. Y seguimos todavía con acceso al sitio del pozo.
And then for Old River specific ones, on August 25th, we had a water outage because the electrical panel went out. That was repaired the next day. And so all is well over there. That shouldn't happen again that we know of. And we had to unfortunately issue a do not drink notice in terms of bacteria while that happens. So if a line ever breaks or the water or the system ever loses pressure, we do have to issue a separate do not drink order purely for the bacteria.
Entonces, en Old River, el 25 de agosto pasó que también había un corte de agua. Este fue causado por un problema del panel eléctrico. Es algo que ya está reparado, que ya no va a volver a pasar. Pero cualquier tiempo que hay una falta de presión en el sistema, estamos obligados de de mandar una noticia que no pueden tomar el agua sin hervir el agua. Efectivamente está diciendo que no podemos garantizar que no hay bacteria en el agua, pero es un poquito confuso porque de todas formas no deben de estar tomando el agua.
And then we will be reburying a water line behind the market at some point. We're waiting to see when they're going to expand because they're going to expand over our current water line, which isn't great. So we're going to relocate that at some point, and we'll let you guys know when we do repairs. And then as well, there will be a new building being built on the corner on Taft and Old River as well. And we'll keep you guys updated as we hear more, but they don't even have plans for construction.
También va a ser un proyecto en el mercado, aquí en la esquina, donde hay que enterrar de nuevo el línea de servicio, porque en parte el mercado quiere expandirse. Pero les vamos a informar antes de cualquier trabajo en el sistema, cualquier obra en que vamos a cortar el servicio, les vamos a informar antes. Por eso es tan importante que están registrados para recibir las noticias.
And then just for some upcoming activities, as you saw the engineers walking around, as part of the consolidation, we will be replacing all the service laterals to your guys' homes as well. It is not required. However, if we don't do it, you will have to pay for it down the line, and some of them aren't in great condition. However, we will need property access agreements from everyone, which will just be, you guys just have to sign a form letting us have access to your property to replace that service lateral. And then we will also be asking for stuff like where your septic tanks might be as well. But this will be down the line. We just want to give a heads up now.
Entonces, en unos meses todavía no tenemos fecha fija, pero también vamos a empezar el proyecto de instalar nuevas líneas de servicio. Es la línea que va desde la caja en la calle hasta la casa. Entonces, como parte de este trabajo, vamos a tener que realizar acuerdos con los propietarios para acceder a sus propiedades y realizar estas obras. Nada más les estamos informando con mucha anticipación, todavía no tenemos fecha, pero este va a ser parte del proyecto de mejoración del sistema.
And then our company will be overseeing that work too. As we've mentioned before, there's a separate engineering firm working on all the stuff for the state, like just the actual water main. The service laterals will come from us. So we'll be doing all of that, which might help a little bit more with like communication. And if there's a problem, we're here to help. So just keep that in mind.
Entonces, cuando van a realizar las dos obras, efectivamente son dos obras distintas. Los contratistas del Estado van a estar haciendo los trabajos aquí en las calles públicas. Nosotros vamos a estar encargados de los trabajos en sus propiedades privadas, pero entonces va a ser como muy fácil la comunicación para cualquier cosa. Estamos por ayudarles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry, you're in the sun over there.
En algún punto vamos a estar trabajando para cerrar un día las cosas de nuestra propiedad.
So she's asking if there's plans someday to work on getting rid of the septic tanks, and I would assume connecting to a
Not
sewer system.
anytime soon.
But later, guys,
Bakersfield hasn't told us. They, as of right now, no. But we also don't know what path they're going to take to consolidation. They haven't told us yet whether it's going to be just consolidation of the water system or if it's going to be annexation. So depending on that might influence it. But based on my research, no, it won't change unless the septic system breaks and you have to replace it. When that happens, then you would probably have to connect to sewer, but there's no sewer out here. So it would take a really long time.
Entonces va a durar mucho tiempo. Todavía no hay planes de eso.
Yeah,
Parte de lo que está tomando
no, I know. It's like it's not going to happen anytime soon.
A esta zona, y si es una
But I
annexación,
can't say yes or no
significa
confidently.
que eventualmente tienen que realizar todos los mismos servicios en la ciudad, pero de todas formas no han tomado esta decisión y aparte si toman la decisión va a durar muchos años.
entonces nada más para que entre la agua potable.
Exacto. Sí, exacto.
Yeah, so yeah, for that clarification, we're just talking water. Water is what we're worried about. If there's another problem, don't ask me. So billing and water rates, everyone's favorite topic. It's managed by Golden State Water Company. And the water rates, they're not going to change until consolidation with Bakersfield. It's what we inherited as water rates, so we didn't set them. It was what the systems were already at, and those were originally set on just like the system usage. Bakersfield, it should be pretty similar unless you're going to use a bunch of water. It's going to be metered, but based on what our studies we've done, it shouldn't increase very much or potentially not very much at all. We obviously don't have those numbers for you guys, but it shouldn't be something to be worried about.
Entonces, la facturación está manejado por Golden State Water Company. Ahora, y como hasta lo que tenemos planeado, no hay cambios en las tarifas de agua. La idea es que no van a cambiar hasta que sí realicen la conexión con la ciudad de Bakersfield, y entonces van a pagar la misma tarifa que pagan los residentes de la ciudad de Bakersfield. Todavía no podemos decir exactamente cómo va a ser la tarifa, pero como según las investigaciones que hemos hecho, no parece que va a aumentar mucho sobre lo que estamos.
And then something important to note as well, anything you pay doesn't pay us. It just goes to system maintenance. We're state funded grants. So whatever you guys pay, it's just going to go back straight to the system and help with paying the operators and that. The main reason why we keep having you guys be billed is because you're going to still be billed with Bakersfield. So it doesn't make any sense to stop and then restart back up and like lose the swing of things.
Entonces, so I kind of blanked out on that one.
It doesn't pay us.
Yeah, okay. Las tarifas que pagan ustedes no van a nosotros, no financian a nuestros sueldos ni nuestro trabajo. Nosotros estamos pagados puramente por una beca del Estado. Las tarifas que pagan ustedes nada más están dedicados a mejoras o reparaciones al sistema o mantenimiento.
And then the next slides are just some profit and loss. The first one for South Kern specifically. It just lists our like grant income and then the money we get from you guys paying. That's the services, and it has our total income, and then like all of our expenses, you know, operators and all of that, utilities, and then basically shows like our net income. So as you can see, it costs a lot to keep these systems running, which is why so much of it is grant funded. And then same thing with Old River, that's on the next page. But similar for South Kern, our expenses were, you know, 56,000 to date from when we started working on this system, from March 30th, 2023. And then for Old River, it has been 45,000. And so in like our bank accounts, we really only have 5,000 for South Kern and 8,000 for Old River.
Entonces, las próximas dos páginas son las cuentas de los dos sistemas. Efectivamente pueden ver cuánto de los gastos del sistema están pagados por las subvenciones del Estado. Y estos son del último año de servicio. En los dos pueden ver que la gran mayoría de los gastos están cubiertos por las subvenciones del Estado, y nada más hay unos en South Kern, $5,000 en la cuenta, y de Old River unos.
Right?
What I was thinking.
Okay, so back to the connection with the city of Bakersfield. It was deemed like the best solution to get you guys clean, safe drinking water. They did a bunch of analysis and looked at a bunch of different options, and Bakersfield was the easiest, most affordable all that. There are a couple options. One of them is annexation, and the other one is just consolidation of the system. Overall, you're going to continue to receive water service regardless of what path they do. They haven't told us, otherwise I would tell you. We should find out pretty soon, but we don't know if they've decided. All it will mean regardless is that Bakersfield will take over operations, billing, customer service, maintenance, repairs. Regardless of what happens, Bakersfield will be operating purely the water no matter what.
Entonces, regresando al tema de Bakersfield, estamos en una etapa en que la ciudad tiene que tomar una decisión sobre cómo van a tomar posesión del sistema de agua en esta zona. Tienen que decidir si van a tomar una anexación, que significa que esta zona formaría parte de la ciudad de Bakersfield, o si sería nada más una consolidación del sistema de agua, en que serían clientes del sistema de la ciudad de Bakersfield, pero fuera de los límites de la ciudad. Pero de cualquier de las dos formas, la ciudad de Bakersfield va a estar encargada del sistema.
Does anyone have any questions on any of the consolidation annexation stuff?
¿Quién tiene preguntas sobre el tema de la consolidación?
We'll update everyone as the process goes on and update you guys on, I guess, like what rights you have in that decision-making process as well. We just genuinely, they won't tell us, so we don't have anything to tell you.
Les vamos a mantener informados en tanto que tenemos la información nosotros. Es que nada más la ciudad todavía no ha, bueno, si han tomado una decisión, no nos han dicho. Entonces, no, tampoco tenemos la información.
And then in terms of emergency response, like I said earlier, if anything happens, you see water spouting up from the street, please call us. We have, I thought we had, never mind. So we have our office number on here, but both Hamish and I's cells, especially for me, if the line breaks at night, just you can always like be like, I'm at this address. Just shoot me a text or something if it's like late after hours, or give me a call. I'll pick up. If I don't, just send us texts. We'll see it, and then we immediately send it over to the operator. And then at Golden State, that's that third number. They have a 24/7-hour hotline with translation as well. So if something goes wrong as well, you can call them, but then they usually have to reach out to us for then us to reach out to the operator, or they'll sometimes reach out directly. It depends who you get. So when in doubt, you can always reach out to all three numbers. But if something happens, the first thing you should do is call one of us.
Entonces, por cualquier emergencia con el sistema, si ven que hay una rotura de la línea o lo que sea, pueden llamar a estos tres contactos, Hamish, Kristen o a Don White con Golden State Water Company. Entre los dos, bueno, entre los tres vamos a tomar toda la intención de responder de inmediatamente. Golden State Water Company tiene una línea de 24 horas y también tiene traducción en español. Por cualquier problema con el sistema, es mejor que marquen a uno de los tres contactos para que podamos informar a McMoore para que vengan a realizar las arreglos.
And then just upcoming activities and engagement. We'll be out here quarterly as much as we know. If you guys keep showing up, we'll keep coming out. If you guys don't, then there's no point in us. But based on all of you sitting here, it seems like you don't mind. And then we have a website too, which we post updates, all of our notices, everything. So if you think there's a community meeting coming up and you didn't see anything, you can always go to that website, and we post everything there as well. If you wrote your email on the sign-in sheet and stuff, we can also email you any of our notices you'll see for the community meetings.
Entonces, vamos a seguir con estas juntas trimestrales. También pueden registrarse con su correo electrónico si lo dejaron en la hoja de asistencia, o pueden unirse por correo electrónico o por también por mensaje de texto para recibir mensajes sobre el sistema. Y aquí tenemos el sitio de web. Si piensan que, oye, la próxima junta va a estar pronto, pero no recibí nada en el correo, pueden checar aquí en este sitio de web y tiene toda la información, incluso las noticias de estos.
And then the last one, we're trying to build out, basically an official big water system text alert type thing. So you can text a number on the PowerPoint on the last slide. And if a line breaks, we'll send out a text being like, this is what's happening, and provide you updates that way. If you text the number and it doesn't work, text me and I'll figure that out on my end. We just need you guys to sign up for it, because we can't sign you up because, it's all like the data and messaging rates will apply, that type of, we legally can't do it ourselves. But yeah, we're just trying to make sure we have more than one way to contact everyone, whether it's, email, text, anything. So that way we don't always just have to send a paper notice and you guys see it 3 days later when everything's already fixed.
Entonces también estamos intentando de formar un sistema de alertas de texto. Si quieren recibir estas alertas, pueden inscribirse por texto aquí en este número en la última página. Si por alguna razón esto no funciona para ustedes, pueden marcar a uno de nosotros y les podemos ayudar por otra manera a inscribirles en el sistema, pero el chiste es que por leyes de la Comisión de Comunicaciones no les podemos inscribirse nosotros. Necesitamos el permiso de ustedes para mandarse los textos.
No.
But if it's not working, we can figure out a way to get you guys signed up. We just need permission. And then emails, though, we can email you without you having to sign it. So if you want to be added to the email list, and you didn't write your email down, let me know. Is there anyone that wrote their email down that doesn't want to receive email updates?
¿Hay alguien que proporciona su correo electrónico que no quieren recibir correos?
Is there anyone that wants to add their email to the list?
O al contrario, alguien que quiere proporcionar su correo electrónico para recibir las noticias.
But yeah, that's all we have. And if anyone has any questions, I know it's a lot of the same information, but we'll keep telling you that the water's not safe to drink, just because
It's important. It's important.
we want to make sure that everyone has bottled water, and that you can only say it so many times. And yeah, so hopefully that was brief enough for everyone. Anyone have any questions?
Gracias por venir y estamos por cualquier ley.
And on that note, everyone take a bottle of water to go. Free bottle of water. You can't drink this water anyways. No excuses. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.